Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of the J&J Show. I am your host, JJ Seglio, joined by the amazing Jacob Kaplan. Now, let me just start off with some major breaking news for all those that are unaware of what is happening, or if you couldn't tell by the cryptic post on both my Snapchat and my Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, the suspension is over. We are back in WIUR for the first time in 7 months. It took a while, but hey, we are indeed back in business. But anyway, Jacob, how's it going on this great Wednesday evening?
Not bad, JJ. Not bad.
Not bad. That's what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. But let's not waste any time to get into the fun stuff. There is a lot of things for us to talk about and a lot of things involving your teams. My teams are kind of going by the wayside at this point. So we're going to start off with everybody's favorite team in the state, and that is the New York Yankees. They have found their offense, kind of. It has been very, very inconsistent. We're about to pull up the graphic right here, brought to you by my amazing editing skills that I'm somewhat getting better at, believe it or not. I know, kind of shocking that I'm actually putting in some work, but there you see right there your three main contributors for this Yankee offense: Jazz Chisholm, Ben Rice, and George Lombard. Your offense has been very inconsistent, but it feels like these have been the guys that are leading the charge for the Yankees. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Lombard getting called up is doing his bat's been solid, but you could say elsewise about his defense. We'll move on to that. Ben Rice, 35th homer of the season last night against the Astros. Jazz Chisholm, he's been hot lately. 327 you see in the last 12 games. Yankees have scored, I believe, 7+ runs in the past 3 games. That's the first time they've done that since earlier this year. I mean, I guess you could say the offense has come a bit of a long way. They had that drought at the end of July into the beginning of August where, they didn't really score much and we were getting concerned if the offense has gone away. But, good crowd in the Bronx last night. I was there.
Good I was about to say, tell us about it. I know you were at the game yesterday.
Yeah, Elmer Rodriguez gets to start, obviously, since Ryan Weathers went down with the injury. It's a great outing, obviously, but Trent Grisham in the first inning can't catch the ball, so Altuve gets the Ruby double. Astros jump out to the early lead, and then later on, it is as I pull it up, a 4th-run 7th and a 2-run 8th, 6 unanswered. The Yankees win it 9-3.
Big night for Luis Garcia last night, from what I saw.
Yeah, homer for him. He finishes the night going 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies, 3 runs scored. He's been hot lately as well. You could say he's went 4 for 5 in the first game against the Astros with the homer. So we'll see if he continues the red hot tonight in Game 3.
And who is taking the bump today for the Bronx Bombers, good sir?
It's going to be Garrett Cole against his former team.
So it is going to be Garrett Cole.
Yankees legend Hayden Wesneski.
Hayden Wesneski. I'm not sure if my real app was, oh, wait, there it is. For some reason, it said the Astros were playing the Mets, but then I realized it was for Friday. Hayden Wesneski takes the ball for the Astros, 3-1 with a 4.23 ERA going up against our boy Garrett Cole. I believe we do have a starting lineup that is currently out for the New York Yankees. Talk us through.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of really the same of last night a little bit. You got Grisham leading off, Rice 2, Garcia 3, Bellinger 4, Lombard stays 5, Jones 6, Jazz 7, Wells 8, Caballero 9.
Austin Wells is still getting everyday spots in the lineup. This is awful. But the other thing that I do want to bring up now that we are talking about the Yankees is that their offense has been very inconsistent as of late. But you know what has been consistent? The Yankees are finding ways to win games. And not only are they finding ways to win games, I can't believe I'm saying this, they are consistently beating their division rivals, which is something that they have been struggling with for an extremely long time, as I pull up the graphic right here of the Yankees' schedule over these last 8 or 9 games. And you're seeing a lot of positive results, a lot of wins, a series sweep in Baltimore, followed by 2 of 3 against Toronto, and hopefully another 2 out of 3 tonight against the Houston Astros. And what makes things very interesting is that this is a team that normally will struggle against these teams. And as somebody that is coming to you as an outsider, I'm not the biggest Yankee guy in the world. I don't really
Mhm.
have hatred towards them either, but I'll try to support them any chance that I can. Where it's not involving my squad, I can't really sit here and complain with what I'm seeing. I'm really hoping that these guys are able to actually show up in September as we are approaching the month where the Yankees
Mhm.
decide to either crap themselves or establish themselves as a legit contender. But overall, I like what I'm seeing. I feel like as long as your pitching can hold firm, and especially shout out to David Bednar, by the way, who has been
Mhm.
absolute nails for the Yankees this season. Absolute. I feel like he is so far the MVP for the Yankees. If I had to pick an MVP from your team, I feel like it's got to be David Bednar.
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that. Bednar's been very good for Yankees this season. You can say that along with possibly Paul Blackburn as well in the bullpen. Bednar rocking a 2.35 ERA. Hasn't given up a run since the beginning of the month. That is around five straight consecutive scoreless appearances, five straight saves. He's on 30 saves this season. The Yankees need him. 4 out saves, 5 out saves. He's delivered recently, and that's huge for them.
Now, the other thing that I've been hearing is that your boy Aaron Judge is actually starting to progress in terms of his return. I've been hearing that he was hitting off a tee the other day, so that is definitely I feel like we are genuinely making progress. And I'm really hoping that he's back by late September. Honestly, if he comes back in October, then so be it. I feel like that this is a team that is just missing a few pieces. And once they all come together, I think the Yankees are going to be just fine going into the postseason. And as it
Yeah,
stands right now, 3 games back of Tampa Bay, I believe.
there's some 3.5, I think it is.
And who do you guys got coming up after this? After the
It's gonna
Astros?
be and 4 game series with Boston.
Whoo! There's your litmus test. I was just saying about how you guys are actually starting to go out and beat your division rivals. This would be a pretty big test if you're actually able to get some wins here. And I feel like this is the series where the Yankees genuinely establish themselves like, okay, this team is better than the previous years. And this is the team that can actually go out and make a run to the Fall Classic. Now,
Yeah, yeah, possibly.
there are unfortunately 2 teams to talk about, so I'm going to make this one short and brief. There have not been very many positive things about this New York Mets season, but there is one major thing that I do want to give a massive shout out to, and that is my guy, my outfielder from Oklahoma State, somebody that has completely dominated ever since he's come up to the majors, and that is my main man, my outfielder, my pick for Rookie of the Year, Carson Bench. This season, he came up after Brandon Nimmo was traded to the Texas Rangers. He slashed in 281 with a 341 OBP and a 770 OPS, 16 homers, 53 RBIs, 68 runs, 19 stolen bases, and also probably the best defensive outfielder out of this rookie class. Obviously, you can look on the right side. You've got J.J. Weatherholt of the St. Louis Cardinals and then Sal Stewart on the bottom of the Cincinnati Reds. Those are his major competitors going into these Rookie of the Year race, but I feel like Carson Bench should have way higher odds than what he already has this season because the guy has been an absolute godsend since we called him up, and he has been the Brandon Nimmo replacement that everybody was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion here, I mean, Bench obviously has the average, but if we look at like Stewart, he's almost pushing 30 homers. Weatherholt, who I feel like took the league by storm when he first came up, he's obviously calmed it down a little bit ever since. But I mean, yeah, Ben just had a great year for the Mets, great defensive year. I mean, I saw him throw out a couple guys here and there recently against the Padres in the Padres series.
May have done it in back-to-back at bats.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But yeah, no, Weatherholt, 17 homers, 48 ribbies. Stal Stewart pushing 30. We could see who wins in the end of the season, but Bench definitely has a good case for it.
Would really love to see him actually get the job done in terms of the offense, in terms of the National League Rookie of the Year race. As for the New York Mets, we do have our final game against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight. I'm pretty sure we have a starting lineup as follows. taking the ball for the Brewers. Oh, for God's sakes. All right, well, it's Miz. And going up against Miz is Sean Manaea. So former Brewer goes on to face his old team. Starting lineup is as follows. AJ Ewing leads it off, followed by Lindor, Benj, Louis Bob, Jared Young, Marcus Semien, Brett Beatty, Christopher Morel, and Francisco Alvarez, as Luis Torrens will be on the bench for this game. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Mets probably going to lose 9-0. I think Mizorowski will probably get 15 strikeouts against this roster. And that's not even me being pessimistic. He's just that freaking good. But there is one topic that is left, and it's going to be the largest topic of the show. This is where we're looking at our call-in box. This is where everything is really going to go to town tonight. And that is everybody's favorite game is tomorrow at MetLife Stadium. The game that everybody looks forward to for all of 15 minutes, and then everybody starts heading to the exits when they realize that nobody they're actually there to see is playing. But we are going to cover it in depth, and that is the preseason Battle of New York between the Giants and the Jets tomorrow at MetLife Stadium. Jacob, I would not be shocked if you were at this damn game.
No, I'm not going to that.
That's a surprise. I thought you definitely would have been there.
No, I'm good. I'm ready for the season, honestly.
You're ready for the season? That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So you can definitely correct me on this, but one thing that I have noticed, especially with what I saw in training camp, is that the Giants are not only beating people down, they are just straight up dismantling them. From what I heard, the Miami Dolphins had absolutely nothing they could do against the Giants pass rush in that joint practice and in the preseason game. I'm sure you can definitely, elaborate on that.
I mean, yeah,
The
the Dolphins played like one or two guys you really know by name. But Giants pass rush from what I was seeing with the joint practices. The defense was doing really well. Dolphins really had no match. But I mean, it's honestly the Dolphins. You can't really say much. Who knows? The Jets might even finish higher than the Dolphins this year, and that's rare for the Jets to not finish last. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Obviously, you see the two guys here on the graphic, the two rookies, David Bailey, and Arvel Reese. Bailey showed some promise in the second preseason game. He got that sack against the Steelers, which we'll see if he's a big piece for this Jets defense this season.
And the big story about this matchup, specifically between Arvel and David Bailey, is these are two guys that were picked within 3 picks of one another. These are two guys that people were saying could have been mocked one to the other. They're saying at one point it could have been David Bailey to the Giants before his stock flew all the way up to number 2. And everybody was saying that Arvel Reese to the Jets was an absolute slam dunk, if I'm being honest. So I feel like this matchup is definitely not getting overshadowed at all. And I think that it's doing them enough justice going into tomorrow night. Now, do we know, and you probably have the information instead of me, do you know how often these guys are going to be playing in the preseason? Like, do we know if Harbaugh's ruling any starters out for this game, or is he just going straight backups?
I don't know. I've seen that they haven't really decided yet, so I guess it's going to be when they run out on the field tomorrow and when the first time play a snap, we'll see. But I haven't really seen much of starters are playing or not. It's up in the air, I guess you could say.
So you're saying it's going to be a game time decision?
I guess so. That's what I'm seeing.
The other thing that I do want to, Jets, we have no idea. The other thing, though, that I do want to mention is obviously I brought up the fact that John Harbaugh is completely changing the culture of this Giant football team. Now, as somebody that has been a Giant fan their entire life, are you starting to feel a sense that the culture is definitely changing within this organization?
I mean, we have to see. It's only the first season under Harbaugh, so anything could happen here. A whole new staff, whole new everything. Whole new everything. So we'll see. I mean, the expectations are high this year, but you never know. Anything could happen.
Anything can happen, and that to me is the best part about the upcoming NFL season. Now, there is one other segment I do want to get to, and unfortunately, we've basically just been flying through this Giants-Jets topic, so I do need to find something that's going to kill a little bit of time. The good news is, though, college football is coming back this weekend, and I'm super pumped up about this. But I do have a major announcement for those that are wondering. We have a very special guest coming on this show. within the next couple of weeks. And I'm just going to give you guys a big hint. If you're a fan of the National Hockey League, then you definitely know who this guy is. That's all I can tell you. I cannot give you that much information. But what we are going to do now is something that I feel like people have been waiting a long time for, and that's to really go in depth about these teams, specifically with the New York Football Giants. What I have for you, Mr. Kaplan, is I have your guys' schedule pulled up, and we are simply going to go one by one, game by game, and we're going to see how accurately you can predict the upcoming New York Giants schedule.
Well, I might surprise some people here with
You
with
might
my
surprise
prediction.
some people. All right, well, we're about to find out. As here we go, right here. It is the NFL Perry Pick'em preseason challenge. This is what we've been waiting for a hot minute. As here we go, we start things off with the Week 1 opener, the Dallas Cowboys at home.
You know, we're not going to talk about what happened last time the Giants played the Cowboys at home for Week 1 Sunday night, but I'm not going to say this is a loss. I think they're going to win this game. I feel like, they might surprise some people. Who knows if, some people think like obviously the Cowboys with Lamb, Pickens, Dak, Javonte Williams, star-studded defense. I think the Giants are going to pull this one out at home. I think it's going to, give the fans some confidence to start the year. With obviously that whoever decided that Week 2 game, I don't know who decided that, but
So you're going with a loss to the Cowboys, or you're going with a win?
no, I'm going with the win. They're going to start off 1-0.
All right. Do we even need to talk about this game?
Yeah, the Giants are winning this game. No, put that all up there, bro. All right. In all seriousness, I think they beat the Titans. I feel Cam Ward doesn't look that great in the preseason. I don't know. I haven't really seen much out of Carnell Tate yet, but I mean, they have weapons. They basically have half the Giants' offense from last year with Brian Dable. But I still think the Giants are going to win this game at home, and then they're going to follow it up with another win against the Cardinals, so they'll move to 3-1.
All right, 3-1 going into your matchup against Washington.
I think they win this one also. I'll be honest here. I think the Commanders are honestly mid-team. I don't think they really got much done during the offseason. Obviously, they just signed Diggs. They have JD5, who doesn't like the number 5 anymore. That's crazy.
No, he only likes the number 5 now. He doesn't like anything else.
I just want to mention like that. What's your opinion on that, JJ? The number 5 saga.
I've covered this thing so many damn times, and it's just ridiculous. How ironic is it that they're playing the Commanders Week 5?
That's
in the midst of this whole Jaden Daniels thing. But what do you got for week number 5?
I think they're going to win this one also. They're going to start off 4-1.
I think you're going to lose this game in respect of Jaden Daniels.
That's fair. That's fair, man. Saints week 6. I think it's another win. I think they start the year 5-1. Yeah, but here's the stretch where it could potentially get a little worse. The Texans is going to be an L. That's a tough place to play on the road.
And the best defensive football.
Bye week at 5-2 is solid. But then they come out of the bye. They play the Eagles on the road. I think that's also going to be an L. So it's 5-3. I think they sweep the Commanders. So I'm going with the win there on Thursday night.
Sweep of Washington. Okay.
This game's up in the air for me. I could honestly see it going either way. But we'll give it to the Jaguars here. So I'll be 6-4. I think they beat the Colts.
Okay.
The Colts are probably going to give the Jets the first overall pick.
Niners overall pick, really?
Yeah, I think they're going to be one of the worst teams this year. Niners and Seahawks both L's. Browns is going to be a win.
Question is, who's the Browns starting a quarterback week 15?
It's either we might even see Dylan Gabriel.
Nah, it's gonna be Taylor Green.
Taylor Green.
Week 16 is tough.
Yeah, that's gonna be an L there. Cowboys also an L, and then I don't think the Eagles are going to have much to play for that week. So the Giants are going to finish 9-8. Yeah.
All right, you've got them going 9-8. Here's what I would change. So this is what I've got. I flipped this Commanders game.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's all I have to do. Just flip the Commanders game. That's my schedule prediction right there. So it's nothing too egregious. Now we are going to they are technically part of the show, so we are going to talk about them, and that is not the Philadelphia Eagles. Gross. Get them the hell off the screen. The New York Jets. Now I know that says 4-13, but we're gonna run through this fresh. And they are gonna start off with a win against Tennessee Titans.
Really? You think they're going to win?
I think they win the opener. I think they get one back on their old head coach, Robert Saleh, which isn't saying much because Robert Saleh sucks. And he's just not a head coach. He's just not a good coach whatsoever. Now, week 2, it does not get any better as you go on to lose to the Green Bay Packers. And week 3, you lose again, this time to the Lions. And it does not get any easier because then you go on to lose week 4 to Chicago. So now all of a sudden you're sitting at 1-3, and it gets even worse. Just kidding, you beat the Browns. You go on though to lose to New England. You'll beat Miami, and you'll beat the Raiders. But that's about it.
They're going to lose.
Actually,
How many?
nah.
They're losing the rest of the games.
I'm gonna flip the Raiders game. Nah, because they have one more win. I'm gonna flip the Raiders game. Let's make this nice and easy, nice and quick. Loss, 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 win, loss, loss, loss. There you go. That's my Jet record prediction. 4-13. I feel like that's not too insane. I don't know who actually think the Jets are going 17-0. I mean, if you want to sit there and be delusional, you are more than welcome to be. I feel like that the Giants, though, the Giants sweeping Washington, I feel like is a little bit insane. I think that the Commanders have a good enough roster, in my humble opinion. The Titans lose week 1 because the Jets are going to want to win that game extremely badly. They're going up against their terrible head coach in a guy by the name of Robert Saleh. Also, I feel like the Jets are going to have a good game defensively. But it's really difficult because there is a world where the Jets could go up to 9-8, but there is a world where the Jets could also go like 2-15.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a realistic ceiling is 7-10, and a floor is 2-15. It honestly could be worse, genuinely. Terrible head coach, Kiddo. Saleh had no head coach under Saleh. Listen, the Jets are just a terrible organization overall. But I feel like they are not going 17-0. Let's not be ridiculous, man. This team is not good enough to even win 7 games, period. I don't see a run where this team isn't any bit good. But all things considered, I feel like there is going to be a bunch of firings within these two New York teams. I feel like this is Joe Shane's last year. I feel like that this is going to be Aaron Glenn's last year. JJ stopped at 4 wins out of respect for Jaden Daniels. You're funny, man. You are funny. Jets are not going to the bowl. Let's not be ridiculous. I think you're a little bit insane. Going off the deep end just a bit. I think I'm getting a call in my call-in box, so let's see what this is about. I think we may actually have a legitimate person trying to get on the show. Forgot they're calling from my old number.
Hello?
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, this is Harrison.
How's it going?
Not bad.
What's on your mind?
I found to say that your guest prediction is absolute BS.
How so? Please tell me.
So basically, you're gonna die out of quarterback. His name is Geno fucking Smith. Come on, Geno number 7, we love you. So basically, he's going MVP this year. Donald Garrett Wilson, Allen Mitchell, Kenya Sadiq, we really get in the mix. Mason Taylor, how you doing?
Forgot about Kenyon Sadiq.
Omar Cooper Jr. Even pass it to Omar Nembo once or twice. He's stuck.
Passing it to Armand Membu. You really think that Aaron Glenn's going to get that creative? Come on now.
So, we got all around dogs. I think your shit is so ass, can't lie. That was a horrible prediction, 4-13.
Get yourself a good head coach, and maybe I'll actually treat your team with a little bit of respect.
Our head coach has the dance moves.
Your head coach has the dance move, but not the football IQ. You have a lovely evening. Man, Jet fans never seem to amaze me. I mean, they are genuinely so funny, and I will always go on. I will always give them the benefit of the doubt, but holy shit, their football takes are so bad. I cannot sit here and actually trust Jet fans, but I am going to open up the phone lines for those that do want to call in on this one. I'm sorry that I completely ignored your call. I forgot that I actually had this number set up. We're going to keep the call log open for about another 10 more minutes. If you would like to call into the show, that is number 845-859-0804. If you want to call into the show, 845-859-0804. We're going to keep it open for the next 10, 15 minutes. But, Jacob, I feel like hang on. We got another one. We have an unknown number. Hang on. Let me see who this is. Entertain the people. Oh, never mind. Someone called accidentally. But anyway, the other thing that I feel like has not gotten brought up at all, though, is I feel like Jackson Dart has looked very comfortable in training camp. I don't know about you, Jacob, but I feel like he's actually got himself some legitimate a legitimate receiver core compared to what he had last year. Now, granted, is Malachi Fields your wide receiver too? That's the $1 million question. Is it going to be bum-ass Mooney? Again, that's the $1 million question.
Yeah, with that, Calvin Austin tears his ACL, which is absolutely devastating. So now we might see Fields in the slot, which I wouldn't mind seeing, if I'm being honest. Which I don't think he played a lot of it.
Malachi in the slot feels a little bit stupid. I'm not gonna lie.
Feels a little stupid, but I mean, if teams are putting one of their smaller corners against a guy that's 6'4", who knows what could happen.
But we're gonna see. I mean, it's gonna be complicated, that's for sure. I don't know whether or not Jackson Dart is gonna be able to thrive well enough with a guy like Darnell Mooney as your wide receiver too. I feel like he's looking way better with Malachi. Or even if you had gotten a guy like Stephon Diggs, and I feel like that would have been the way smarter move if you were the Giants. I would have gone out and got Diggs because I feel like if you have him and Neighbors as a 1A, 1B, then Jackson Dart's going to put up some legit numbers because, let's face it, Stephon Diggs is a damn good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is trying to call, but the thing is not going through. Whoever is trying to call, I don't know if you're dialing the number, but it keeps saying unknown number. It's saying press 1 to take the call. Let's see this. See if it's actually going to go through this time.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
But you're a dumb.
Yeah, I knew that was instantly. I'm not even gonna bother. Tommy, don't even try that. I have your number saved, buddy. We will be seeing you. We will be seeing you. Jared's buns. Odell is buns. Has Odell done anything worth note in camp?
Yeah, he's made. You haven't seen the videos of the catches he's making?
No, I haven't seen much of anything. If I'm being
He made a
honest
nice
with you.
one-handed grab in the back of the end zone during one of their drill. I mean, you saw the frustration on his face when he dropped that touchdown against the Dolphins. If you saw that,
I did see that.
Good throw by Winston. Maybe we'll see Odell in the end zone one day.
I was about to say, do we think that Jameis is going to be starting tomorrow night?
We definitely could see that. Definitely could see that. I just don't need Brandon Allen touching the field ever again. Horrible.
I mean, Brandon Allen can't be that bad. Let's be honest here. What I'm happy about, though, is this is the final J&J episode of this dumbass bullshit format. We get to go back to our bread and butter next week, which I'm super pumped up about because there's a lot of things going on. The NFL will be only 1 week away. College football is going to be starting week 1. But most importantly, you know what next week is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Week 0, baby. Our high school football segments are coming back next week. And I don't know about you, but there's a good chance that we're going to be facing a legitimate school week 0. We're going up against Curtis, if you know who that is.
TZ's got some guys. Got some good teams on the schedule. They got Sleepy Hollow this year.
Yeah, you're gonna get your ass waxed by Sleepy Hollow. They're pretty damn good from what I've
Yeah.
seen. So
Mhm.
we're gonna see what happens. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this edition of the J&J Show. I got a train to catch in about an hour and a half, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you right back here on Wednesday. Have a fantastic evening or Thursday, whatever the hell works for us. Have a great evening.